Hey Dom, this is Dave Desai. Today I want to get into RM discovering some interesting fan-made content that people are upset about because they think it will hurt RM. And I wanted to get into RM paying for a wedding dress and what news has been saying about it, and some recent updates on HYBE's stock. Just a quick announcement, I wanted to get into the Christmas sweater here. For the holidays, I wanted to create something cute and fun. I wanted to have the cute dumpling on the corner and drinking some tea with a Santa hat. I think it's so cute and I wear it so much lately. I wanted to make sure it was ethically sourced and good quality. Since I was told it was made in the US, the price is higher as they have to pay the workers fairly, and it's good quality. But I also wanted to donate the profits to the homeless shelter for this coming holiday to make sure that they have food and shelter this year. Bowery.org is one that I am super passionate about. Of course, I have to see if any of you are even interested in buying it. It is made to order, so that is why the shipping can be a bit longer. But if you order now, you will get it by the holidays. I will link the merch shop in the description, or you should be able to see all the merch available right below this video on the merch shelf. Now back to the video. HYBE stock has been a topic of conversation and has dipped quite a bit in the recent months. And I wanted to also talk about what all that means and why it won't really affect us as ARMYs. After BTS did their Festa show and RM had insinuated a hiatus, which was taken as the members disbanding, the stock had dipped quite a bit. This of course is a concern, but it doesn't affect the BTS members directly too much, as they're savvy businessmen and likely didn't put all their energy into one company's stock. However, since then, there's been talks and concerns of if the stock would ever actually go back up to what it once was. Variety magazine reported everything I'm about to say. They spoke about HYBE's stock as the third quarter has come around and we get to see what the results are. People also believe that once BTS fully enlists, the stock may drop more, but this is just a theory. I wanted to say that HYBE stock did increase over 31% from 3 months before September and then dipped 8% since then. So that's not bad. The company is still doing fine. There really is no need for concern over this, and I think HYBE has been preparing their whole lives for when BTS enlists and what they'll do. It'll be near impossible or less likely for the stock to drop more as the smaller groups like HYBE, TXT, and several others start to take more precedence and the promotion is given to them. When BTS does their comeback, HYBE would often try not to make the other artists come around that time. This is simply so that the market is wide open for BTS and wide open for other artists, so headlines don't get swallowed completely by BTS. It was interesting when BTS or Jin specifically did announce their plans for enlistment. Their stock actually didn't drop much, and this must be because the investors had a lot of faith in HYBE. HYBE also mentioned that while Jin will enlist, the other members will choose to go solo, which means there's still plenty of content happening, and then once all the members enlist, there will be some pre-recorded BTS content that will be happening. So the only issue we may experience as ARMYs is that we won't get to see BTS perform live, or we won't see them perform at award shows and things like that. However, interestingly enough, the government did talk about how BTS is allowed to perform while enlisting. While this is not a great thing, as they would be too exhausted to do that, or definitely should not do that, but if they wanted to do award show performances and those things, it seems like they have permission to do that, whereas other artists do not get that. So HYBE is doing fine, BTS is doing well, and everything will be okay. Everyone is acting like the world is falling and everything is broken, but it's not the case. RM had been talked about more recently, and conversations of the older, funnier things that had been up and being joked about. There was a previous hashtag called RM is going to jail party. This is especially funny because when BTS members semi-break the rules, ARMYs are the first to call them out and trend. Sometimes y'all the biggest snitches. Artists hope that when they break the rules to not get in more trouble. Instead, ARMYs want them in jail. So what happened? During one of BTS's games, RM was sharing screenshots of the game on social media. And of course, this is not allowed due to copyright reasons. After going through that thing, I started to see some of the older tweets and actually led me back to BTS's official Twitter account where someone tweeted "really ARMY." And that is just hilarious. It's something that they likely would never tweet in modern day, but so funny that they tweeted it at this time. Of course, since it was so long ago, people had theories as to what this tweet actually meant and what was the context around it. Some people theorized it was something that ARMYs have done time and time again. The specifics are unclear, but there is an example that people think was a similar moment that happened back then. The tweet took place back in 2015, but there was a moment in 2020 where it seemed like RM gave another similar reaction, so it can be assumed that the moments could be linked. Let me give some context first. BTS's older music video all resemble a story, and if you put them together, you'll be able to watch a pretty depressing story. It was named The Most Beautiful Moment in Life, and it also became a part of the BTS universe. A part of that was a webtoon series that also followed a similar story. And then there became a game game/platform that you can participate in as ARMY, and I don't know if the platform is still active or not, but in this platform you can direct how the BTS universe story will go and even have the opportunity to really push the story in a different direction and create this entirely new alternate universe. RM allegedly screen grabbed a bunch of stories that he saw on that platform and I guess read through them, and so many ARMYs became embarrassed. These stories were allegedly fanfic stories and possibly even raunchy stories. RM posted it with a bunch of question marks and all the comments were telling RM to not read those stories. But if he was posting the screenshots with question marks, he has likely read through some of them. Other comments were telling everyone to delete everything, and this is hilarious, but sometimes people take it too far to assume that the fanfic is entirely bad and that it will hurt RM. And this was RM's way of asking ARMY not to hurt or not to disrespect him. But likely he just thought it was funny. If it was honestly so annoying or disturbing, he would not post about it. He would have simply had the platform just remove the stories. If someone posted something disturbing on a platform like death related or overly sexual, it gets removed silently. We don't ever see it. I honestly think RM just thought it was funny and wanted to post it on Weverse. RM has been doing a lot more than just posting things. It is believed that RM actually contributed to something really huge. We all know that RM is a big supporter and lover of art. It's one thing to be a casual art lover that just enjoys going to museums and just watching art, which is what I initially thought he liked. But no, RM studies and reads about art. He reads books about his favorite artists or painters, and if there's a piece that he really likes, he will try to look it up and gather what the meaning of the artwork is. He also posted so many of those artworks on his Instagram to show off his favorite and show off the most meaningful ones. He had even spoken about wanting to open a cafe that was similar to a museum, and if you wanted to do something like that, the best way to do it is definitely to understand the pieces that will go into the cafe. Recently, headlines were reporting on how RM had paid for the restoration of a 13th to 19th century wedding dress. This is a traditional Korean type of wedding dress, and it was reported he donated over $70,000 for it. I believe this dress is currently located in the Los Angeles County Museum of Art, so if you wanted to go over and see it, but not yet, as it's likely to be returned to Korea for the restoration and then maybe shipped back. The dress was a royal dress worn specifically at weddings and during the Joseon Dynasty era. I think they had said something like there were over 40 of them or 40 types of these dresses that existed in the world, which of course makes it so valuable. The wedding dress, of course, was only worn by rich royalty, and this is why so few were made. I think what RM is doing has a huge impact, and he won't even really be known for doing what he is doing, as no one is talking about this. When the wedding dress comes back to LA and sits at the museum, the students in that area that may attend the museum would see it and possibly even want to write a paper on it. Or they may see it and it just sparks this interest in Korean culture, as it's a beautiful dress. Or even simply the dress means so much to RM, a bunch of ARMYs may follow and want to learn more about it. Unfortunately, RM is not keeping this dress or buying this dress for a significant other, but he is paying for the dress and paying a lot for it. I really hope he realizes the impact of this, and definitely something I think we all aspire to do. If we all had so much money, I'd probably spend that time either making an impact on art and history, part of the world, or go around the world and help people. So RM is really living that dream and doing what he can for the world. He and the rest of BTS have definitely left their mark already. Let me know what you think, and make sure you check out my Patreon for more videos, link down below. Thanks for this lovely comment right here. Love you, bye.